Greetings, ladies and gentlemen from Olympia. This is your State Representative Cary-Condotta. We are moving in on the 35th day of the legislature. That'll be 1/3 of the way through the entire program. Absolutely amazing that we're that far, that fast, but a lot is happening. Probably the most exciting thing this week is seeing the education bills actually heard side by side in the Appropriations Committee. Now, this is the big McCleary fix that everybody's been waiting for. The House Democrats, Senate Democrats have a version. The Republicans have another version out of the Senate. The House Republicans, our caucus has not weighed in yet, but we are working on a plan as well. But the first two were heard back to back, and quite a difference, particularly in cost. The cost of the Democrat proposal is about $2.8 billion additional dollars. We don't have that available right now, so there is nothing in their bill that says how they're going to fund this, how they're going to bridge the gap. On the other hand, the Republican proposal is around $1.4 billion. It's within the $3 billion that we have in additional funding. Quite a ways within it, actually, and would allow for some other things. The Senate bill is far different. It's far more aggressive, and it changes things dramatically. For one thing, it's a per pupil spending program. In other words, every pupil in the state would get the same funding with the changes depending on the special needs of that student. This makes the playing field level across the board. It also has a similar approach in taxation on property taxes, where there would be a level rate across the board. These are major changes that we've never seen before, but frankly, that's exactly what this education system needs. The Democrat plan is more of the same. More money, more money, more money. Not much changes outside of that. No radical departure from the current program, but a lot more money that they can't account for how they're going to pay for. As a matter of fact, the Democrat program starts out at about $2.8 billion. In the second biennium, it's almost $6 billion in additional spending. I don't know where that would ever come from. So I would think right now that the Senate proposal is far more payable. We can pay it. It's far more usable, and it's much more aggressive in terms of changing things. So we think the Senate proposal has some great points. However, the House will come out with their plan, and I think we'll see some changes and maybe some room between the two. Also, big bills this week that were up for hearing: use of force for our police officers. As you know, there's a push both ways as how much force police can use, when they can use it. This is a big concern for our police officers because we cannot put them in a box where they're afraid to go out and do the job that they were sent to do. On the other hand, maybe additional training could be used to alleviate some of the issues we've had. There are other big bills that are coming up. We've got gun bills. Thank you. We've been getting a lot of emails on the gun registration bills. Personally, I don't think the votes are here to move those bills, but the fact is they are being heard, and we are keeping it on our radar screen because it's very important to the folks in the 12th District that we do not impede their Second Amendment rights. Well, it's moving fast. The cutoff, believe it or not, the first policy cutoff is a week from this week, so it's hard to believe again that we're there, but we are trying to get these last few bills out. Every committee must move their policy bills by next Friday, and then the fiscal cutoff will be a week later. So by the time we get back together next week, we should know more about what's flying and what's dying here in Olympia, and there will be a lot of bills that don't make it. That's a fact. There'll be a few that do. We'll see you next week. This is your State Representative Cary-Condotta from Olympia.